Russia is bleeding. Its economy is shrinking. Its war chest is draining, and its people are paying the price. Yet, instead of looking west, Vladimir Putin is flying east, straight into Beijing's arms. Welcome to GeoFrontline, where we uncover the hidden strategies and power games shaping our world. Why is Putin so desperate for China's support? Is this a new axis of power, or proof that Moscow is becoming Beijing's junior partner? And most importantly, how will the United States and its allies respond as this fragile partnership unfolds? Let's break it all down. For decades, Russia stood tall as an independent power, neither fully aligned with the West nor beholden to Beijing. But today, things look very different. The Russian economy is cracking under pressure. Oil and gas revenues, the lifeblood of Moscow's budget, are down nearly 30% compared to last year. Inflation is pushing past 9%. The ruble has lost its stability. Factories can't produce advanced weapons without Western technology. Meanwhile, ordinary Russians are watching food prices climb and their savings evaporate. And above it all is the war in Ukraine. What Putin once called a short special operation has become a grinding war that eats up more than a third of the national budget. The Kremlin is burning billions every month to fund a stalemate. So here's the first suspenseful question. If Russia is this weak, why turn to China now? The answer? Putin has no one else left. Europe has shut its doors. The United States has tightened sanctions. Even India, once Moscow's reliable energy buyer, is hedging, careful not to anger Washington. That leaves China as Putin's only remaining lifeline. But lifelines come at a cost. On the surface, the Beijing trip looks like a show of strength. Red carpets, parades, speeches about an unbreakable partnership. Cameras will capture handshakes between Putin and Xi, projecting unity. But scratch beneath the surface, and the reality is different. China isn't rescuing Russia out of friendship. It's exploiting Moscow's desperation. Beijing is buying Russian oil and gas at discounts of up to 35%. Chinese banks are lending, but on tough terms. Even in trade, China dictates what it wants, while Russia accepts whatever is offered. This is not partnership, it's dependency. So the second question is clear. Is Putin walking into Beijing as an equal or as a supplicant? The numbers don't lie. China's economy is nearly 10 times larger than Russia's. Beijing controls the trade routes, the technology, and the financial tools. Russia, in contrast, has become a commodity supplier, reduced to exporting cheap energy in exchange for survival. That imbalance makes Moscow weaker with every passing deal. Each barrel of oil sold at a discount tightens the chain. Each yuan borrowed deepens dependency. And dependency is dangerous. Then comes the battlefield factor. Russia urgently needs military technology, microchips, drones, communications gear, all of which Western sanctions have blocked. Putin hopes she will quietly provide them. But she faces a dilemma. Helping Russia too openly could trigger U.S. secondary sanctions. China's economy is already slowing, with growth at its weakest in decades. Risking access to Western markets could be devastating. So China plays carefully. Enough support to keep Russia alive, but not enough to draw America's full wrath. Which raises the third big question. Is this so-called no-limits friendship really full of limits? The answer? Absolutely. For Washington and its allies, this fragile partnership offers both risks and opportunities. The risk is clear. Together, Russia and China can disrupt global trade, challenge U.S. diplomacy, and undermine Western influence. In the United Nations, in energy markets, in propaganda wars, their cooperation matters. But the opportunity is greater. Moscow's growing dependence on Beijing is a weakness, not a strength. It reveals cracks the U.S. can exploit. By tightening sanctions, reinforcing NATO, and strengthening Indo-Pacific alliances with Japan, Australia, the Philippines, and India. Washington can box in both powers at once, and that's already happening. NATO has expanded U.S. deployments in Eastern Europe remain strong, and in Asia, the Quad and AUKUS are reinforcing America's reach. While Putin begs Beijing for survival, the U.S. is building durable networks across 2 continents. So let's circle back. Is Putin Xi's equal partner, or is he becoming China's junior sidekick? The truth is clear. Yes, Russia still wields nuclear weapons. Yes, its military can still cause chaos. But economically and strategically, Moscow is sinking deeper into Beijing's orbit. Xi holds the cards, and Putin knows it. The Beijing visit may look like strength, but in reality, it is weakness on display. Putin isn't going as a conqueror. He's going as a customer, paying with discounts, concessions, and long-term dependency. For Xi, this is leverage. For Putin, it's survival. And for the United States and its allies, it's a reminder that authoritarian unity is fragile. Behind the staged photos and loud declarations, the cracks are widening. In the long game, the advantage doesn't lie with Moscow or Beijing. It lies with the coalition of nations that can build partnerships, shape trade, and sustain resilience in the face of crisis. This is GeoFrontline, where we cut through the noise and bring you the truth behind global power shifts. Stay sharp, stay informed, and never forget, the real game is just beginning.